A second.
No, we're live.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but do we have audio now? We got audio.
Okay. Our apologies. Let's start
Welcome.
over again. Welcome to our class, Networth and Bill. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Liz Diaz.
I'm Jules Coda.
And we are Beyond Beauty School. We want to give a huge shout out to Salon Republic and the Hair Game podcast for having us on their YouTube channel today.
We are super grateful that you guys have allowed us to use this platform to teach our new curriculum called Networth and Bill. It's financial literacy for anybody in the beauty industry. And we created this curriculum we've been working on over the last 6 or 7 months, actually. And what perfect timing to launch it.
I know. Now with COVID-19, I know a lot of hairdressers, including us, we are both hairdressers as well, we're a little stressed out when we can't go to work, but we are here to help give you some tools to help you persevere and get through this. So before we get started, we also want to give a huge shout out to our guys at Manhattan Beach Studios. We are here live in their studio, practicing social distancing, except her and I, because we've been exposed to each other every day.
I know, right?
Anyway, so huge shout out to them. If you guys need any content filmed or created, they are here to help you. So we'll put a little link in the bio below for Manhattan Beach Studios. Also, in the description below, you guys can find the PDF file for this class. So
there should be a link to our website, which will have a PDF, downloadable PDF of the workbook for today's class.
Yes, exactly. So
if you want it.
Yeah, have that handy.
We'll also show it on the screen, though.
Yes. Also have handy a workbook or a notebook and pencil. That way you guys can be taking notes and also jotting down all the numbers and stuff when we can go through all the curriculum together. Anything else?
No, let's make this really interactive. You guys ask us questions, type them in there. I have the computer here so I can respond to you. If you want more time on something, just make little notes and tell us, and we'll stop and take time. We can go back a slide, forward a slide, whatever.
Yes.
So,
shall we?
Yeah, let's go through our agenda so we can see all the stuff we're going to be going over today. So,
agenda.
It should pop up on the screen, and I'm going to find it on my screen. Okay, so the agenda for today, we're going to be going through our mission statement. We're going to do a worksheet called Checking In. We're going to go over some goal setting. We're going to teach you how to calculate your net worth. We're going to go through living expenses. We're going to go through a technique that we call breaking down the totals. We're going to give you some worksheets so you can keep up with your personal expenses weekly. And we're going to talk about a couple other things. Yeah,
yep.
A couple other things. So today's really focused on your personal finances. So it's just going to be really basic financial fundamentals. Next week, we're going to get into, on the second episode, different types of accounts and different ways to save and invest. We're going to break down the COVID-19 stimulus check. And on our third episode, we're going to do a whole rundown of our business financials.
Yes.
So today's personal. Next class is setting up the accounts.
Yep.
The third class is running the business.
Yep. But at the end of this class, we are going to go over some tips and tricks that we can share with you guys to help you guys earn some revenue while you're not working in the salon doing hair. So.
Absolutely. So our next slide, please.
Next slide. All right, so CYA, cover your ass. BBS and Networth and Bill are not financials advisors or investment specialists and accept no responsibility for financial actions of anyone implementing these worksheets, which are only for educational entertainment purposes to share personal experience and practices, okay? So the curriculum that we put together today was written by us, hairdressers, for hairdressers. This is not something we stole from someone else. This is 100% made by us for you guys, for us to be able to share with you guys. The tools that we're about to share with you are all things that we practice personally and with our business and have really helped us. So that's why we want to be here and share it with you guys today.
Yeah. Next slide, I think. So who are we? So who the heck are we?
So as I said, I'm Liz Diaz and this is Jules Coda. We both have been doing hair for 13 years and we own a studio inside Salon Republic Torrance as of October 2019. We both work full-time behind the chair. As of, actually this last month was 3 years since we started Beyond Beauty School, which is really super exciting. We've done all sorts of different things with it, but we're really excited to take our platform and really push the educational finance curriculum with you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so like Liz said, education in the financial space is kind of our focus now, and it's moving forward what we're going to be really focusing on at Beyond Beauty School. So for Networth and Bill, we teamed up with a couple other companies that share the same values as we do and that support hairdressers the way we need support. So huge shout out to Aura Salonwear and Fields Wealth Management and of course Salon Republic, because without these groups and people with a common mission, we wouldn't be able to teach. So the next slide states our mission, which says that we are all committed to creating a culture of financial literacy and growth within the professional beauty industry through live education, interactive support, and financial planning and automation by offering financial advisory, goal-based investing, and a modern approach to banking and investing. Wealth management is simple, accessible, and attainable for all professional stylists.
Woo!
This platform lets stylists manage salon economy, personal expenses, build wealth, save for taxes, budget for retirement, all in one place, offering the most comprehensive salon software approach in the biz.
Beautifully said. Love that.
Thanks. Took me a lot of time to write it. So anyways, we're super grateful to all these companies that support us and that want to support you guys too. So stay tuned. We have a couple little freebies and gifts for you guys.
Yes, they've offered some really amazing package deals for hairdressers, including the Salon Republic family. So stay tuned to hear all those later.
All right, we got a couple people saying hi. Eric Taylor,
Oh,
Carla.
hey.
Hi, you guys.
What's up, guys?
Carla, give a little shout out to Carla. Carla Cruz was the first winner of the BBS State Board Scholarship, and she was like the first recipient of that. So, fun fact, BBS does like a low-key State Board Scholarship, and Carla was our first winner. So we love Carla. She's our little like protege.
Exactly. We are always here to help.
Yes. All right.
So moving forward.
Get a paper and pen out, ladies and gentlemen.
If you haven't already.
All right.
All right, so checking in. So we wanted to ask you guys a couple questions in regards to what is happening right now, what's current. Obviously, with COVID-19, as we said, nobody is able to work right now. We are here in California, and while we've been mandated to shut down. So it's pretty scary times. So a couple questions for you guys. What are the ways you were prepared for the current situation? So
take a second and think about, and maybe just jot down a few notes. Give yourself a few accolades here. Like, what did you have in place so that you were prepared for this kind of disaster? Like, I know for me, like, I had a fridge full of food already because I can't stop eating. So I was okay. I didn't have to rush to the grocery store. So I'm really thankful that I stayed on top of my like regular grocery shopping and chores. Our house was clean.
I definitely wasn't prepared for the food thing because I don't know how to cook, so I didn't really know what to get when it happened. But we did have plenty of savings, which was really, really important to be able to not feel so frantic and stressed out, like to be low on funds. So that was something that was pretty huge for us.
Yeah, Liz brings up a really good point. Liz is the CFO of Beyond Beauty School, and she does an excellent job at controlling our finances. So when I had one of my many mental breakdowns during this whole thing and was panicking that I had no money, Liz was able to reassure me, relax, our business is fine, we have money, we can cut ourselves paychecks, we're going to be okay. So I'm super grateful that Liz has put all of these practices to use so our company can stay afloat right now.
We got each other, fam.
That's right. We got you, fam. So just write down a few things that you were prepared for. Evelyn, thank you for tuning in.
And if you guys want to share it, please put it in comments. We would love to share your responses too with everybody else who's watching.
Absolutely. So then the next question is, what areas could you improve your preparedness for something like this? So
clearly I could have been stocking up on food, like not to rush to the grocery store.
Also, I could have been more financially prepared for this. Like I said before, I freaked out about 18 times because I had no money. And Liz reminded me that our business has money in it and I can cut myself a paycheck and we're going to be okay. So I know that I've been slacking the last few weeks in tending to my personal finances, and it cost me like 8 panic attacks.
Okay, but like time out. She has put together this entire slideshow, so it's not like she hasn't been busy. So huge shout out to you. I'm really grateful for you putting together this beautiful slideshow for everybody. So
thank you. So what areas do you guys feel like you could improve? Hi, everybody. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Eddie. All right, so areas you can improve. Like I said, for me, I could have been more diligent with my personal finances because then I wouldn't have had 100 panic attacks. So that's an area that I could improve.
But I think also too, like some people, like maybe it was preparing like how to make money while you're not working, right? Like we will share some ideas and tips and tricks for you guys later, but you know, like, are you selling retail right now? Like, are you selling color, or I mean, how are you guys making money? That's one way that you guys could be, you know, could have been prepared for this, right? And still can be.
Yeah. So then that's the next question that it brings us to is, what can you do to keep your goals on track during and after COVID-19 and after this whole shutdown? So like Liz was saying, we have some other goals, like we hold ourselves accountable to some retail goals in our salon. So we've had to make a major shift in the last couple of weeks. We've started shifting over product sales to online. We've been retailing to our existing customers. We put on our gloves and masks and we go drop it off at their door.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, like, things are never going to be the same once we're back into the salon, right? Like, the way that we do business is going to be so completely different now. And as we just shared on the Hair Game Podcast, episode 133, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, we were featured on there. And as we said on there, too, right now is the perfect time to go over your finances and take a look at your business and deconstruct it and see where you could be improving.
Yeah,
So,
this is a great time to reset. So, yeah, what could you do to keep your goals on track during and after COVID-19? If you guys have ideas, if you have something that's working for you, please share them in the comments, because this isn't just about us telling you what works for us. We want to know what's working for you guys too, because we all can benefit. We all can learn from that.
Yep.
So let me just check in with our comments. Hi, everybody. Oh,
Hi.
Angelica, what up? Oh my God, Michael Lane, everybody's tuning in. You guys, oh, this is so awesome.
Yay.
We're so excited. Everybody, you guys should say hi to each other in the comments and get to know each other also, because this is a lot of our network that's tuning in. This is a lot of like our personal, like these are our personal relationships. Some of these people are our mentors that, you know, these are CFOs and CEOs of like huge companies that help us with retail, that help us with software, that help us with investing,
I mean,
all
it's
kinds
really
of stuff.
awesome that you brought that up, because I mean, it has been really wonderful to see the way that people have come together for us, you know, whether it's
And for our community.
yeah,
like-
I mean, whether it's, you know, your neighbor offering to get you some groceries from the grocery store, whether it's the Pro Beauty Association offering grants, or even Beauty Changes Lives, you know. I mean, even yesterday I saw on Pulp Riot's Instagram page, they posted this whole thing about like the SBA loans, which is like, it's so great to be able to share knowledge with people and to be able to help one another. So
yeah.
yeah, we're really lucky to be working in this industry where, you know, we're all so closely connected, and everybody wants to help one another. So
Yeah, that was really beautifully said, Liz.
thank you.
And yeah, so how's everybody doing with these questions? So these questions were kind of, we formulated them to kind of get you to start thinking a little bit differently about your finances, what you were and weren't prepared for, what you want to be prepared for in the future.
Yeah.
Or in other words, things you want to buy later.
Yeah.
And
you know what, you guys, this situation I know seems scary, but it's not going to last forever. Like, we're going to get through this, and we're going to come back stronger and even better. So that's why we put together these questions for you guys, so you guys can start to think about these things and realize that this isn't the light. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel here.
I can see this light shining on my face in the studio right now, and I think my eyes are going to start tearing any moment because they're so bright.
I'll get your sunglasses.
I definitely will wear sunglasses.
It's so funny.
Okay.
All right. So
how's
yes,
everybody doing? Okay.
These questions are.
My godmother tuned in. Hi, Pam.
So yeah, these questions are preparing us for the next slide. If you want
So
to
the
go
next
ahead and bring
slide
that up.
is goal setting.
Goal setting. So we put this into 3 different categories for you guys. So
We do
NBD
short-term goals, midterm goals, long-term goals,
So
or
N-
as we call them.
NBD, no big deal. OMG, oh my God. WTF, what the beep?
What the beep?
So we want you guys to start writing down a list of short-term, midterm, and long-term goals. So we can give you guys a couple of examples. Again, this slide that you're seeing on the screen is available in the PDF file, so you guys can feel free to download it. Or
I believe there's a full version of it on the next slide, Mark, if you want to check that. There might be a full version of this on the next slide. There is a PDF. There's a link available. Or just make 3 columns on a piece of paper.
All right, Jill, so should we give them some ideas of like what a short-term goal is?
Yes, let's talk about short-term goals. So short-term goals as they relate to our NBD is things like your cash reserve or your tax account. So these are things that you need. This is an account that you need to have access to right away, liquid money. I need to pull it out. I need 40 bucks here. I need 30 bucks here. I'm putting aside every time for my taxes that I have to pay quarterly. Boom, the money's in there.
So what is a cash reserve? So a cash reserve is basically having money on hand where you feel comfortable. So whatever dollar amount that is. So if you want to make sure that you always have $5,000 on hand, $10,000 or $2,000 or whatever that is, that's what a cash reserve is. And it's money that you do not touch, okay? The next idea that we had was a tax account. So we'll go through this later with you guys, but we do put our tax money aside weekly into a separate account. That way we don't touch it. So short term, making sure that you guys have money aside for your taxes is really, really important and a huge short term goal.
So the NBD accounts are for immediate cash use. Now, the good thing is one of our partners, Fields Wealth Management, you can find them at Fields Wealth on Instagram.
Or on episode 2 of this.
Yes, the next episode.
On April 6th.
They offer free checking accounts that also gain interest. I think it's 0.75 interest. So
which is way more than you're getting than your normal bank account.
Right. It's like triple what you're getting in your normal bank account, and it's actually a return you can see. So fun little fact like that you guys might not know is that some checking accounts can earn interest and they're free. So do your research. We can give you some resources if you want. So NBD goals. Again, these are things that you're going to have to spend money on. These are business expenses, like day-to-day expenses. These are taxes.
Savings money. Just in case there's a global crisis and you need money on hand because you can't work, this would be a good short-term goal.
Olga, hi, Olga. Okay.
So OMG, a midterm goal.
How's everybody doing? Does anybody have questions about our NBD breakdown here? Short-term goals, NBDs. Okay, we'll move on to OMGs. OMGs are your midterm goals. So these are more like goal-based investing, goal-based saving.
Exactly. So let's say that you guys want to purchase, a car next year or something. Like this is where that goes. Or if you guys want to purchase a house eventually, this is that midterm goal.
So these accounts might be something like Liz said, you're saving up to put a down payment on a house. So this would be in your midterm goal. You'd be putting money in there, and this account would be invested a little bit differently. This account would be invested slightly more aggressively. That way your money that you're putting away will be earning more and working for you.
Exactly.
So instead of just throwing, $1,000 in there, that $1,000 is growing into $1,100 every time you put it in or whatever. So these are going to be your longer term, but goal based. So this is money that you need to spend later. So it's going to grow and then you have to use it.
Like example would be like a 5 to 10 year goal or something.
Right. Maybe you're saving up tuition for a kid to go to a private school or something. Things like that. Maybe you're saving up to start a business. Maybe you want to open your own salon, things like that. So any questions? Let's see. What is everybody saying? Let's see. Michael, it dropped to 0.3 savings account. Michael, if you could clarify that, I'm a little bit confused. But we also have a little bit of a delay here, so that.
But we just want to make sure that we're engaged with everybody. So moving forward, so the WTF. So this is your long-term goal, okay? So this is for a retirement account. Like when you're retired and you're you don't want to work anymore, you can't work anymore. Right. This is that money. So
this is the kind of account that is going to be invested a little bit more slow and steady, but with aggressive returns, because this is the money that you're going to want to live on when you're older.
Exactly.
So this is
money that you're not going to touch for a long, long time, basically.
Right. So this is when you're okay, I'm 70 years old, I'm going to retire, and I want to have $75,000 to live on every year. This is that account that you're setting up for that by putting money into it now, and as it's being invested in a different strategy, it's going to grow exponentially so that we can all sit on our booties when we retire. So this is the account that my accountant never lets me take money out of, is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. So you might be wondering why we're having you guys write down these, answer these questions and write down what your goals are. I find, and we find, we need to have a purpose behind what we're doing. In order for us to maintain and be doing this consistently every day, every week, every month, and managing our personal finances. So by knowing what your short-term, midterm, and long-term goals are, it's going to be really, really easy and come second nature for you to be able to apply the things we're about to teach you guys and put them into use on a daily practice.
Yeah. I mean, and literally one of the things that like we do is we make vision boards a lot. But like
This was not on my vision board. Did you see that meme?
not on my vision board. Yeah.
This
We make
coronavirus.
vision boards a lot because it helps us connect emotionally to our money practices.
Yes.
So things like, for example, for an OMG goal, like let's say you're buying a new car. On my client like portal, I put a picture of the car there. So every time money is deposited into it, I see this car like
What kind of car?
the picture is completing. Do you know what I mean?
What kind of car?
A G-Wagon, obviously. Yeah. So it gives me an emotional driver to pay attention to my finances and to keep investing and to keep putting my money away. Even when I'm panicked, even when I think I have no control over what I'm doing with my finances.
Yep.
I'm telling you guys, this helped me so much. Even just last week, I sat down with my financial advisor, Michael, who's on here, and he sat me down, told me not to panic, showed me where all my money was, and showed me how to take control and move it if I want to, watch it grow, whatever. And it was a really scary couple of weeks with the market shut down for the first time in over a decade, stocks going lower than they ever have. It was terrifying to look at, but guess what? It made me feel better because I had control over what I was doing. I knew what was happening, and I felt like I was taking like a proactive step for the future.
Exactly. So be as specific as possible when it comes down to writing what these goals are. I mean, like Jules wants a G-Wagon. What color is your G-Wagon? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but these things are so important, and it goes along with all of your other goals. You know, I mean, there's no reason that we shouldn't be attaining the kind of goals we want, whether as they're as specific as wanting a black G-Wagon or it's like I want to retire by 65 on my birthday. Like whatever it is, like write it down. Like be as specific as possible.
Yes.
All right, so moving forward.
Okay, well, let's stop for a second. Does
Oh.
anybody have questions about goal setting? I know it seems like a lot with these different types of investment accounts. Don't worry. In episode 2, we're going to go over all of that with you in super, super duper detail. Michael's going to be on the show. He's going to be taking you guys on a really deep dive into that. So just remember, these are your goals. So goals can be, you want to buy a new car, you want to take a month off of work every year, whatever.
Yep.
Write these goals down, because what we're going to do next week with Fields Wealth Management is kind of unpack those and show you where they belong and how to achieve them financially and what accounts to use.
Exactly. Yeah, we didn't want to bombard you guys with so much information into one episode. That's why we broke it down into 3 different parts. So I'm very excited to have Michael on next week, or in 3 days on the 6th, to be able to go over these like goal-based savings and strategies. So
Absolutely. So if there's any more questions about goals or goal setting, we can move on. So our next slide is what's your net worth? Let's see. I wonder if it'll play.
Okay, so that blurry picture is a picture of In Your Feelings video by Drake. What's your net worth?
So how many of you guys actually know how to calculate your net worth? Does anybody know why that's important, or if you guys know your net worth, is it positive, negative?
I hear crickets.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Got it. Crickets.
It's okay. We didn't know what our net worth was either.
Right.
Like, I mean, this is why you guys are here. And why is it important to know what your net worth is? I mean,
We're going to tell you.
I'm going to tell you exactly why.
All right. So our next slide should say calculating your net worth. And we're going to walk you guys through this. It's a very simple equation. It's your income or your earnings minus your personal expenses equals your net worth. And that number will either be in the surplus,
Green
positive,
light.
or negative. That means you're in debt.
In debt.
Yeah. Now,
Nobody
don't
wants
feel
to be in
bad
debt.
if you're just thinking about it in your head right now and you're like, I'm in debt. What the heck?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Some of us are there right now. And yeah, don't worry. You're not alone. All of us will go through that at some point or another. So to calculate your net worth, you guys, you need to know your income, which hopefully you know offhand. If you don't, we're going to give you some tools on episode 3 to help you track your weekly income better.
Exactly.
So you can give yourself an estimate for your income, but your personal expenses, this is where it gets a little bit more, this is where it gets a little tricky. Because
It's a little hard to
This is
see.
going to get emotional. Everybody's going to actually start looking at their money.
Yeah, it's pretty scary to see what you're spending your money on. That's for sure. But we're gonna make you guys.
We're going to make you guys look at it.
Yeah.
So the next slide will be your living expenses worksheet.
All right, so we're going to do the whole breakdown of like calculating what your net worth looks like. So,
Yes.
Again, I'm going to keep repeating this just so you guys know, especially for those who just joined in. We do have a PDF of all of these worksheets. You can find it in the description below on beyondbeautyschool.net/Networth and Bill to download. But if you don't have it and you want to join in for now, just write it down on a piece of paper.
Totally.
So the first thing we're going to have you guys do is write down what your income is. If you don't know, take a guess.
Take a guess. Maybe it's $50,000 a year. Maybe it's $150,000 a year.
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe it's a combined from you and your spouse or whatever, so it's whatever.
Yes.
Just have a basic understanding of that. We'll break that down further another time. And then on this living expenses worksheet, we're going to start to fill in all of your expenses. All you're going to worry about right now is that first column that says expenses, costs, and bills.
So we want you guys to write down a list of your personal expenses. We are not going over business expenses in this workshop. We're just going over personal expenses. So we want you guys to start listing out what a list of your expenses are. So let's give them a couple of different ideas. So
some of the examples will be like your rent or your mortgage. Obviously, that goes at the top of the list.
Your car payment, your car insurance, your gas.
What else? Memberships and subscriptions. That's one that I always forget on my list. So those could be things like your Costco membership, or those can be even things like your FitFab Box, or your Spotify, or whatever.
Amazon Prime, or your Netflix account, or Hulu account, your Disney Plus account. Like all of these different things that we kind of forget about because they're done automatically for us. But it's really, really important to know what's being automatically taken out of your account every single week.
Yeah. So if you want a real eye opener, just check on your like auto debits and see.
Yeah.
That'll give you a real quick glance at where you stand. That was like an eye opener for me to really look at my expenses that way. All the little things that you forget about that you didn't think about.
Yeah, normally I do write down a list of my expenses at the beginning of every single year, which I did, but I also redid it again when COVID-19 happened. So that way you can kind of go through and see what exactly I'm spending my money on now, because I know it kind of has changed a little bit. So,
So you guys can have a couple minutes to fill this column out, start thinking about all the expenses, jotting them down. And then we're going to have you check off in which box they belong. Essentials or shit you don't need. And those are the next two columns.
So essentials would be things like your mortgage, or your house rent, or a car payment, or health insurance, or car insurance, that sort of thing. The shit you don't need might actually be things like your Netflix account, or it might be like a gym
membership. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Gym membership. I definitely am doing anything to get rid of those right away. I want any excuse to say I don't need it and don't need to go there. So
yeah.
But yeah, so start to break down your expenses. Like we were talking about the subscriptions and memberships, like food, for example. So like food is an essential, right? Groceries are an essential. Your Costco membership, that could be an essential. Eating out isn't an essential. So ordering takeout every day, going to Starbucks every day, that kind of thing isn't an essential. So groceries could be essential, but eating out isn't.
Yeah,
Costco membership could be essential, but FitFab isn't.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could even take this a step further. We don't have a worksheet for this, but if you guys want, after you're done listing out a list of your expenses, to make a priority list and list in priority what your expenses are. Because, like, for example, like Amazon Prime, like, isn't necessarily, like, essential. It's more shit I don't need. But you know what? It's really high on the shit I don't need, so it may not be the thing I want to eliminate.
Right.
So
going through this list when you have like a lot of time to sit down and really look at it, it kind of gets emotional because I kind of learned that things like getting my nails done weren't essential, even though they were super high and important to me, like super high up on the list and really important. But when we get into difficult times like this, like during COVID-19 where everybody's shut down, what happens is I start to look at that shit I don't need column, and that's where I get to make changes. That's where my extra money is going to come from. That's where paying off my debts are going to come from. That's where my safety net's going to come from. Looking at that list during this crucial time, that is going to be my most important column, that shit I don't need. So get really honest with yourself and really honest with your bank account about what goes where on this list. So we'll give you guys a couple of minutes.
So Mark, don't zoom in on our nails because they're not done, is what she's trying to say.
You guys, it's so bad. Yeah. I think this is the longest I've had no nails since I was like 13.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep.
But don't worry, I ordered like a do-it-yourself home kit. Ugh.
But Jules, another really great example too that we can talk about while they're just finishing up the list of their expenses is makeup too. Like for us girls, like makeup gets freaking expensive.
Yeah, make sure you make a column for that.
So like how much are you spending on makeup? And is there ways that
there's like $175 on my face right now?
Yeah, so maybe like if you're out of mascara this time, maybe you go to the drugstore and buy like Maybelline mascara instead of buying MAC mascara or something. Just
but great news. NYX makeup is available at CVS and Rite Aid and stuff, and they are pro quality. Love them, love them. So happy that they're a consumer line. They have consumer access. It's great. I love them. So little shout out to NYX. # sponsor me.
Yeah.
# sponsor me, please.
All right. So moving forward, you guys. So we had you guys write down what your income was. Then we had you guys write out a list of your expenses, and we have.
Is anybody willing to share in our comments an example of like a couple of their expenses and incomes or anything, so we can do like a live example? Maybe not.
If not, it's okay. We understand financial. Sharing your finances is not necessarily something that everyone's comfortable with.
Right.
I mean, we're not really that comfortable with it, but here we are.
No, this is the most uncomfortable thing we've ever done. And
yeah. So anyway, so we had you guys write out your income. We had you guys write a list of your expenses and check off whether it's an essential or it's shit you don't need. Again, we don't have this worksheet, but if you guys want to write separately a list of your expenses and priority, you guys can do that separately too, just to kind of help.
You could put a star next to it.
Yeah, just
whatever.
so you kind of can see where on the priority list is it, and is it something that you are willing to give up.
Oh, Angelica says eating out was her biggest problem. Yeah,
dude, eating out is so hard, especially because I don't
as
cook,
hairdressers.
So,
yeah,
I'm missing like a meal. Like I just want like a home cooked meal right now,
but from a restaurant.
Yeah. I know, right? A home cooked meal from a restaurant.
Right. I want someone to wait on me, hand and foot.
Yeah.
But yeah, eating out's a big one, especially as hairdressers. I mean, I think it was almost 4 years ago that Liz and I made like our first like social media video. And
our debut.
It was a debut. It was our music video called What's for Lunch.
Yep.
And it was a whole song about what we're all eating for lunch at the salon, because I feel like as hairdressers, it's all we do all day.
Literally.
Is like figure out who's eating what, where we're going to order from, who's getting Starbucks. Yep. So, yeah, Angelica, that's a common problem. That's like number one on everybody's list as hairdressers.
Totally.
Starbucks is a luxury. Yes. Mm-hmm. Essentials is dog food for pets. Absolutely. That's an essential. You got to keep your pet alive. Starbucks, that's a luxury. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I feel like you guys kind of get the gist of it. I know some of this is going to be very like remedial for you guys, and some of this might be like a new thing for you. So just be respectful of other people who this might be new for, who don't know how to do this, who haven't done this before.
Well, what we're doing
maybe they grew up in an environment that didn't teach this or something. So just.
But even if you did or not or whatever, what this is doing is it's establishing a solid foundation for you. That way, when we go on to teaching you guys more and more stuff, it sort of makes it does make sense because you have this solid foundation. So.
Yes.
All right, so should we move forward?
Yes. So the next 3 columns you'll see say monthly, yearly, and weekly. Liz, why do we have all 3 of those columns broken down?
So as much as it is important for you guys to know what you're spending your money on, it's also really important to know how often you're spending your money. So are your expenses, are you paying them monthly, are you paying them weekly, or are you paying them yearly?
Right. So for example, this is always like my favorite example. Well, wait, before I get ahead of myself. So what Liz and I like to do is we like to break down these totals. And if you go to the next slide, it says breaking down the totals. So for example, let's say your monthly rent, let's say is $1,000. Okay. So if you're like, I want to break this down into weekly, because what we're going to do is break everything down into a weekly number.
Jules, why do we do that?
Because it's just easier and less scary to look at when it's week by week.
Exactly.
If I put together all of my expenses and read that yearly column and be like, oh my God, I need to make like $300,000 this year to live, like it's too overwhelming. I'm never gonna make it. So Liz and I like to break everything down into weekly, so we have a little bit more of an achievable number. We can feel good about ourselves achieving that goal. It's a little bit easier to stomach.
It's a little more doable, exactly. So let's walk them through the process then. So just gave the example, like let's say your your rent every month is $1,000, right? So ideally what we would think would be like, oh, okay, we're going to break that down into monthly then, right? It's $250 a week, right?
Right.
Wrong. It is
It's
not
not.
$250 a week.
So not every month has 4 weeks. I know this, again, I know this is going to sound remedial, you guys, but these little math equations make such a big difference, especially dealing with finances. So when you break that down, you want to immediately think, oh, it's $250 a week that I should put away. But that's wrong. You can't do the math that way because you will lose every time. So in breaking down the totals, you take your monthly total, which is $1,000, you multiply it by 12. So now you have your yearly total of $12,000. Then you divide it by 52. There's 52 weeks in the year. We need to account for all of them.
So I'll give you the exact number. So if we do, that is my alarm. Hold on.
So the exact number is like 233,
So
maybe.
we did 1,000 times 12, which is 12,000, and then we divide that by 52. So what we're really spending on our rent every single week in a yearly time frame is $230.77.
So 230, not 250. So guess what, you guys? Right there with that simple equation, not only did you save yourself $20 every week, but you gave yourself a little bit of wiggle room to use that $20 for something like investing, or maybe you run through all your finances and realize you could get your nails done every 2 weeks, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So the devil is in the details, and I know this seems like such a very basic math equation, but I'm telling you guys, it will reveal so much about your finances.
Yes.
Like, this is my favorite example. Like, there's $20 you didn't know you had this week.
Every week.
Every week.
Yeah. What could you be doing with an extra, $20 every single week?
Now, if you break down all of your expenses in this manner, you're going to come into some pretty big surprises like that, and you're going to start to see that there's where you're putting your money can change and evolve, and you can actually have money to be putting away and investing so that it can be making more money for you later.
Yeah, so if you thought that you don't have money to set aside for savings, you're probably wrong.
You're usually wrong.
Yes.
You definitely do. You can start with $1, or boom, I just gave you the math equation that has you all starting with $20.
Yes.
So my gift to you.
How are our questions? Is there any questions, comments? Like, are you guys understanding the formulation and why we break it down into 52 weeks as opposed to breaking it down on a monthly basis?
Hopefully they are. We have no questions so far,
Okay.
Or no questions about this so far.
Okay.
If anybody wants to chime in, that'd be great. Give us a little feedback, anything
Thumbs
you
up.
guys want us to go over. Give
Thumbs
us
up.
a thumbs up.
Thumbs up to keep going?
I don't know. Nobody's doing anything yet, so we'll just wait and see. No. Yeah, so breaking down the totals, like I've said a million times, I know this seems remedial, but let me tell you, when you do this equation on all of your expenses, you will be surprised. That extra money is going to keep popping up in different places, and it's not that it wasn't there before, it's just that we're rearranging it. So when you really take the time to put your money into a different place and you kind of like feng shui your finances, like, you'll be really surprised, pleasantly surprised to see where it is.
So Jules, what if their expenses every single month for like a subscription, let's say for Apple Music, is $10 a month? So should they still be breaking this down into a weekly basis?
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
It's
why
easier
wouldn't
for me to save like 25 cents every week than the $10 or whatever a year or whatever it is.
Exactly. So moving forward, we're going to show you guys why we have you guys break it down into 52 weeks, even though we just told you you're going to be saving a lot of money.
Oh, we got some questions.
But what that looks like. Yes.
Okay.
Question.
Oh, Holly. Oh, Holly, we love you. Holly is
Hi,
at
Holly.
Sola Salon in Torrance, and she is amazing. Holly says, what if you finance your annual auto insurance and it's divided over 10 months, not 12? Oh, that's a really good question. Is that what yours does, Liz, or something?
It does it like every 6 weeks. I think
Mine
what
is like
does.
all the same every month, so I don't know. But
I would just say take the total amount that you're spending on your auto insurance annually, and then break that down into 52 weeks. That'd probably be the best way
Yeah.
to be able to save aside money. So
yeah,
if
just
there's-
I would stick to the equation. Just take the total, divide it by 52, and that's how much you'll put away each week, because I think that overshoots this goal.
it overshoots it.
That
So-
might overshoot this goal, so then you would definitely have a cushion left, which is great.
Yeah.
Um,
So, or you can break it down into 10 months instead. So,
Yeah.
whatever the total weeks amount is in 10 months. Holly, you can do that. And then you can be saving aside like, extra money from like, week or month 11, month 12 to put into your savings too.
So if you want to go to the next slide, actually.
We should probably go over how do they go over their net worth before we move forward, don't you think?
Yeah, that's coming up next.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. So this next slide will show you, we have a weekly personal expenses worksheet for you guys. Now that you guys can write all your expenses down, you guys know that you could be putting away week by week and putting it into this worksheet. And at the bottom of this worksheet, we have another little equation that we call our goal-based savings equation, which is what we just kind of went over with you guys, where you divide by 52, except this is, you take the total amount that you need for something. Let's say you want $2,000 for a vacation, and your vacation is in 10 weeks. So does anybody know what we would do to figure out how much we need to be saving each week to make $2,000 by the end of 10 weeks, or how we would get there? We just use the same equation. So you just do $2,000 and you divide it by 10 weeks. And that's how much money you need to be putting away every week to hit that goal.
So an example of this that we've done for ourselves personally was we went to Europe for 2 weeks about a year and a half ago, which was such an amazing experience. I haven't taken a 2-week-long vacation in God knows how long.
Well, we were also at Salon International, so we're also working. But
okay, fine. I just consider work stuff like vacation because I have so much fun, going to these hair shows and stuff. But anyway, so I knew I wanted to be gone for that long. So what I did was I did exactly what Jules was saying. So I calculated how much money it was going to cost me to be gone on this trip. So I added everything: my flights, my accommodations, my traveling, everything, food, and
the money you need to pay your bills while you're away
that
at
too.
home.
My rent for my house and for I was booth renting at the time, so my rent for renting at the salon I was at. I added up all of that. And then I broke it down into 3 months. So that way, and I did this about three months before we went on our trip. That way when I got to the point, so I started saving in August or July, and our trip was in October. So that way when we got to October, I had all this money saved up for the past few weeks. That way when we were ready for our trip, I was ready to go, and I wasn't worried about racking up debt on my credit card because everything was already going to be there covered for me. So
Yes,
so
what she said.
So on this personal weekly expense worksheet, that's what I did. So this worksheet is actually a worksheet that I use for myself personally for my personal finances and then also for our business.
There's a separate business worksheet that they'll get in episode 3.
Episode 3, exactly. So I'll take my income, let's just say it's $1,000 or $2,000 a week or something. Then I'll go through and take out what my rent is. Again, it's my rent that has been added up annually and divided by 52. So take that out, take what I'm paying for my car, my insurance, all this stuff, and then I also added on there for this vacation or for this work vacation how much money I wanted to save aside every week, and then whatever remainder balance was left over, that was the money I had to spend. So I think realizing that all the money you earn is not yours to keep is really, really crucial, because that's how we end up in debt. Because this is a cash industry, we get money right away. And so we think we're balling out and we can go spend all this money, all this stuff, but over a period of time, it will definitely cost you. So,
yeah.
Any questions?
So any questions? Again, it's such a simple math equation, you guys, but I swear it makes such a world of difference. Just paying that much attention to it, to your finances, really makes that much of a difference. So if you guys have a rough estimate now of what your expenses are, you can revert back to the net worth slide. Mark, if we could pull that slide up. I think it's number 9.
Calculating your net worth.
Calculating your net worth.
So now that you know your income, you know what your expenses are, now you know what your net worth is. So are you spending more than you're actually earning? Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. If you are, you know what to do now. You know to eliminate the shit you don't need expenses, and focus more on the essentials.
Essentials.
Expenses. Thank you.
Essential expenses.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is the basic net worth calculation. And I know that that's usually like the newest thing everybody learns in our classes. They're like, I actually had no idea how to calculate my net worth. So it's really eye-opening when you do it, because we all want to be in that surplus area. So don't worry, we're going to give you like tools in the coming episodes on how to get there, what to do, things like that. So...
But yeah, so either you're in the green light, which means you're not in debt, or you are in debt. It's pretty black and white. There's really not a lot of gray area.
So our next slide will be surplus versus debt. I think mark it's down a few.
Help me, I'm poor.
Help me, I'm poor. So surplus versus debt. That's just kind of a little bit like what we were talking about. If you're in the surplus, you're in the green light, you have a cash reserve, you've got some savings, investments, you have some money in the bank. That's great. If you're in the negative, that means you have some debt. That means you're like most of us. It's normal. Don't feel bad about it.
Especially in times like right now, it's totally normal.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of solutions for us. We're not really going to dive into some of the government assistance that's being offered, other than next week we're going to talk about the stimulus checks. But for debt solutions right now, there's a few different options. Our next slide gives a couple examples. We call it taking out the trash is managing your debt.
Yeah. So stop buying shit you don't need. So so if you need to cut back, especially right now on, Amazon Prime or on Apple Music or Netflix, I'm sure you guys have a buddy who you can share an account with where you don't have to, get your own for now. I mean, I know we think that like, oh, $11.99 a month or whatever isn't going to break my bank. Well, times that by 12. So look at it annually. Like, what are you spending?
And think about that
annually.
Right now when we're all trying to put together enough money to pay our rent. It's like that $11 every month that could add up to, that's like $100, $100 and whatever dollars. But that's $100 towards our rent. They just raised my rent about $125 this year. So boom, that's it right there. So it's little things like that we really have to take
along. $143, okay? If you're spending $11.99 a month on Netflix, you're spending $143.88 on Netflix, okay? So that's a really great area where you could be saving some money, okay?
Right. So there's that.
Some things like that.
I hate that we use Netflix as an example because I love Netflix and I'll never go without it. But
so it's high on her shit I don't need priority list.
Right.
What else, Jules?
So use that money from the shit you don't need column to start paying down debt. If you have credit card debts, that's the column to eliminate, and you can start using that to add to that monthly card payment to start paying it off. Or you can utilize some debt consolidation tools. We can always list some resources for you guys, but I'm sure if you just Google it, a lot will come up. Again, our suggestion is always going to be to contact Fields Wealth Management. They're the ones who take care of everything for us. If they don't know how to do it, they'll point you in the right direction. Also, I want to mention Fields Wealth Management. That's just who we use for our finances. We're not in business with them. We aren't incentivized or anything. They've just generously offered to help other hairdressers within our network get financially set up and do what they do for us, for you guys. It's a gift from us to you. It's a gift from Michael to you guys. During this crazy time, we wanted to make sure that we had some accessible tools that you guys could start using immediately. So this is one of them, is start financial planning, start getting your online portfolio together. Michael at Fields Wealth Management can walk you through that. We're going to take a deep dive into that in the next episode.
Which I know seems sort of crazy to be us even talking about this right now, but it's actually a really, really good time to be doing all these things. So
stocks are down. Good time to buy.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also really good to take control of your debt right now. So as she said, like if we can cut back on the shit that we don't need, like the things on that list, right? Use that chunk of money that we're spending on those things and put it towards our debt. Make it like first on that personal weekly expense worksheet, like every single week, paying off a little bit of that debt. You really, really want to be out of debt. It's not only going to help you in the long term, but also in the short term. So getting better credit, or you being able to, not have to worry about like paying interest on the debt that you're in. It's really going to help you later on.
Absolutely. So is there any questions anybody has, or any examples people want us to go over? Holly had a good example. She's like, well, this is a 10-month thing, not a 12-month. How does it apply? What do I do? Any other questions like that, we can definitely get into with you guys a little bit more.
Also, if you guys are not comfortable sharing in comments right now, you guys are more than welcome to DM us. You can find us at Beyond Beauty School on Instagram or on Facebook. We're happy to help you. And please reach out to us. We are like you. We're hairdressers. We're regular human beings, and we want to be here to help you. So.
And we are also stuck at home.
We are also
stuck at home. We are also available.
We also have all of the time. So.
Yeah, and if you're not comfortable sharing those numbers with us and asking us for help, please talk to Michael at Fields Wealth Management. You can go to fieldswealth.com, or you can message him in these comments and get his info, and you can direct your questions to him. He is a professional. He can help you, and like I said, it's free, it's complimentary. He wants to be able to help everybody in our industry as well. And we want to be able to give all of our resources to you guys. I mean, these are relationships that we've nurtured and worked on for years. These are partnerships that we've worked really hard on, maintaining our relationships professionally with these people. So leveraging that, we want to share it with you guys and give you guys access to this stuff that we do that keeps us successful. And
exactly.
Especially stuff that is free right now, because none of us can be spending money. So our whole course is free for you guys. Our resources that we use, they've offered to gift to you guys the same deals they give us, which is the complimentary financial planning. I mean, that's pretty huge. And it's a great place, especially if you don't know where to begin. It's a good place to start.
Exactly.
Because that's how I think we were for a long time, was just like, I don't even know where to start. And I guess I could walk into my bank, but I haven't. So I'd feel more comfortable doing it from the privacy of my own home on my computer. And that's how you can start. And that's all you need to do to start. When you're laying in bed chilling, because none of us can go anywhere, it's a perfect time to start like pooling together all of your finances are spread out all over the place. My debt here, my debt there, my Netflix bill here, this here. Put it all together. Start connecting all of it in one place. Fields Wealth Management is what I use, because they just have like this client portal, which is nice. I can just go on and see like all of my stuff in one place, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, I think just to touch on a little personal story too, I think we all start to look at things differently and have change our habits when we go through some sort of crisis and have a pivotal moment in our life where we're forced to have to change. I mean, my personal story was like growing up, we didn't have a lot of money, so this was something I had to start doing immediately because there wasn't anyone to fall back onto. There wasn't anyone I didn't have anything else. If I didn't make it, then that was it. I was going to be done with it. Jules' story, she had breast cancer, a few years ago. And so her life was changed upside down.
It was like 18 months ago.
Flipped upside down. Yeah.
It was like 18 months ago. That just happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of you guys know my story because, again, this industry has been so beautiful and supportive. And in times of crisis and need, hairdressers love helping people and helping each other. That's why we all do what we do.
Yeah.
So this is, not the first time that I've gotten to be a part of this industry rising up around me and taking care of each other and, looking out for everybody. So,
but this could be our point is that this could be this moment for you guys, this could be the downfall, where you guys change things around.
The downfall? No, not the downfall.
Well, okay. This could be the moment where you change old habits and create something new and better with it. During the
time to reset.
COVID-19. Exactly.
Yes. Time to reset.
So
don't let this be the downfall.
Yeah.
Use this as the reset.
So moving.
Oh, Holly says,
forward.
Thank you for simplifying what feels really complicated and overwhelming.
Yay,
Holly, I know.
you.
You're welcome. And that's seriously, you guys, like Liz said, she grew up with a very hands-on approach to her finances. She accounted for every single penny that came in. She knew exactly what was where. I grew up with a very different money mindset. It was a very hands-off approach. I didn't want to deal with it. I had all my bills automated. All I knew is if I showed up to work, money would go into my account. And I had no idea what was going on with it. So when I got sick, 18 months ago, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I really had to start taking a much more hands-on approach. So this is how Liz and I came up with this entire curriculum that we use for our personal finances and our business finances is literally by the things we've just been through and the things that have been working for us. So, and this is something that we've been doing for a long time. I've been practicing this for a long time so that when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I mean, was it terrifying? Yes. Did I have to spend all my savings? Absolutely. Was
Yeah.
I scared because I didn't know what was going to happen or how I would make that money back? Did I want to spend that money on something else, like a house? Absolutely. But guess what? I had it when I needed it.
Yep.
And I didn't have to have any embarrassing online fundraisers to make other people pay for my medical bills. I got to have real, genuine connections and help from my community. People who supported me, helped me with wig solutions, extension solutions when I was losing hair in chemo or whatever. We got to have real human connection that was emotional and
But then,
supportive and loving. And
but then to add to that too, like, you know, seeing how she got out of it and how she persevered through it because she had these tools and she was utilizing them throughout her whole process. So it was really great to see, and I can totally see this happening for, you know, you guys too if you're currently struggling with the whole COVID situation. So
we have a couple questions.
Yes.
Okay. Holly, I'm so glad that helped and that was simple for
Yes.
you.
Thank you for sharing that, Holly.
Also, Holly, again, like we said, go to fieldswealth.com. Any other questions, they're going to help you with. They know all the answers. They know how to do it. Angelica, what up? Angelica says, how much should you put aside for things such as emergencies like doctor's visits or being off due to sickness, or should that come out of savings?
So
Great question.
That is a really great question. Probably could be answered a few different ways, but I mean, from what Michael from Field Wealth told me is that, you know, in our savings account, we should really have enough funds to be able to last us for 6 to 12 months. So, and what that includes is all of your expenses. So one way you
and
can
that's
do
our
it,
personal.
Yes.
That's in your personal.
Yeah. So one way you can do it is, you know, once you go through and write out a list of your expenses and add up what that total is after you've eliminated some of the shit you don't need expenses, whatever total is left over, times that by 6 or times that by 12. And that's how much money you want to have into your savings account.
And how you get there is by using our goal-based savings formula, where it's what is the total that you need and divide it by how many weeks to get there. And that's how much you can start putting away. Now, there's also awesome tools available that we can all access. A lot of these tools are free, either through your own bank account or Fields Wealth can help you set it up. I have all my accounts automated so that I don't have to remember or think about how much I put where, when. So I have mine set up that every time I get a deposit into my account, a certain percentage is put into the different places that I need it to go.
Exactly.
Because
So-
I don't want to have to worry about it, because unlike Liz, I don't want to sit down every week and like manage it and deal with it. So I like to have all of mine automated. So all I know is I just show up to work.
Exactly. So one of our favorite catchphrases is automation equals freedom. So
Automation equals freedom.
yeah. So every week on my list of personal weekly expenses, savings is actually on there. And I already have it set up through my bank to take out a certain amount every single week from my checking account and put it into my savings account. That way I don't have to think about it. So you guys can either do it by a dollar amount, you guys can do it by a percentage of how much you guys are making that week, whatever you feel most comfortable with. I've heard some people even do whatever the first service is for the week, they'll say that money aside and put it into their savings. I mean, there's a million different ways that you guys can go about it too.
Yeah, whatever gets you to actually do it, do it.
Yeah.
So Angelica, I hope that kind of answers your question. You're saying like, how much should I put aside for emergencies? It's kind of whatever you're comfortable with. Liz gave you a basic formula of what, like, you know, what could be your essentials and expenses. And then you wrote also, or should that come out of savings? So tune in to the next class, which is on April 6th, because Michael will be going live with us and he'll be breaking down the different types of bank accounts. Because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like, I have like a bunch of bank accounts because I have investment brokerage accounts. So some of my savings accounts are invested a certain way so that they can be doing something for me.
Exactly.
Like, as in, I need to access this money right away because I have an emergency. I have accounts that I can pull out of and not be penalized as much, or I have other accounts that will penalize me more. So it depends. This is why we're saying it's a 3-part series and you got to tune in next week so you can really have an understanding and a breakdown of why having different accounts is important and what they can do for you.
Yeah. I mean,
Michael wrote something.
I think
Okay, great.
most of us, a lot of people are just starting out with a personal checking account, especially from the classes that we've taught already. A lot of people don't even have a separate savings account through their bank. So this class is just to teach you the basic fundamentals, the foundation. And as we continue through this series with part 2 and part 3 on the 6th and the 9th, we'll be going through slowly each move or each thing that you guys should be doing, basically.
Right.
So,
Next steps.
thank you.
Next steps.
It's really important to have separate checking accounts or banking accounts in a general way. So.
And if you guys have questions about that for the next class, drop them in the comments or email them to us or tag us, DM us, whatever, because we want to make sure that we can answer some of those questions for you or make sure Michael can answer those questions for you. And again, the next class, we're going to be talking about different types of accounts that people should have, why different accounts are important, and also we're going to be covering what the COVID-19 stimulus package looks like and what everybody can expect.
Yes.
Now, this is not the loans. We're not talking about those SBA loans. We're only talking about what to do with your stimulus check, who's getting one, how do you qualify, who's qualified, what does that look like, what should you do with yours, and how you can use that as a tool right now to reset and start fresh with your finances.
Exactly.
Let this government give you that gift right now.
And understanding, obviously we all understand why savings is so important now, but we're going to give you the strategies to go along with it. So, any other questions, Jules?
No, it looks like I think we're answering a bunch of
So then let's move forward
questions.
then. So we told you that you need to write out your income, write out a list of your expenses, and get rid of some of the shit you don't need. So we're going to tell you some ways to try and make money during COVID-19, which is really important. But also keep in mind, too, that if you are making extra money, make sure that you are eliminating some of the shit you don't need expenses and saving this money to help you either get out of debt or to use some money to help invest into your business.
Right.
So
the next slide is making money during COVID-19. We just had a couple of suggestions, things that we've been doing that have been working for us. We definitely want you guys to chime in and tell us what's been working for you.
Yes, please share.
We are not the authority on this. We want ideas also. Like, we're all in this together. We're all in the same boat. Everybody had to stop working. So everyone's trying to get creative. So please share.
Yes, please share. So automatically, when we had to close our studio at Salon Republic, what we did is we brought home all of our retail and all of our color. So if you guys,
so we emptied out the salon, took all of our inventory, and brought it home.
So in episode 3 of this, we'll be going over a lot more of running the business and that sort of thing. So we'll get into retail a little bit in detail there. But for now, you guys should be offering to sell retail to your clients. So we help, most of us, or not all of us, have access to, have salon-centric accounts, or we have Cosmoprof accounts, or I know a lot of companies like Olaplex is doing discount promo codes, or Victory Barber brand is also doing some too. So
there's a lot of great ways to keep retailing to your clients right now, and it's a great tool because it helps you stay connected to your clients during this time where we're all separated too, especially because we don't know how long this is going to be for. So, we don't know when it's going to be the next time I see my weekly blow dry client, which is weird because we see her every week.
Yeah, exactly.
So, being able to stay connected, hey, I know you're stuck at home, so am I. Don't let your hair go to shit.
Yeah. So what we told our clients was chances are if you can buy it at Ulta, I can get it for you. So that's what we sent in our email to our clients. So if they need anything, shampoo, conditioner, styling products, or whatever, we really encourage them to buy the products through us and not through Amazon, because that does help support our business.
Yeah, absolutely. And remind your clients, again, this is a conversation that is ongoing in our industry, especially with the rise of Amazon, and especially during a time like this. Remind your clients that when they buy professional products from you, they're supporting you because these products incentivize us with education. So the more products we sell, the more points we get, or whatever is the product you're selling, however they do that, you accrue education points. So when they buy from us, we get points to take education so we can learn how to do their hair better. So I like to remind my clients that yeah, maybe you can get it for $1 less somewhere or whatever, but if you get it from me, I get education out of that, and I get to do your hair better then. I get to learn more.
Or right now, we get money from that. I mean,
we get money.
Yeah.
So again, if you don't have your retail license, we're going to get into that on episode 3 when we talk about running the business. But if you don't have your retail license, I highly suggest you consider putting that into your essentials list and getting that.
Exactly.
Because that's when you can really make money from retail. Or you can utilize, like, our salon software is Aura Salonware, and they just launched an online retail. So clients have a client-facing app where they have a salon wallet. They can go on there, they can purchase your retail products. They have Orbe, R&Co, Kerastase, Bumble, a whole long list, and your client can go on there, make a purchase, it gets drop shipped to them, and you get 20% commission.
So drop ship basically means that they do all the work, they package it up, they seal it, and they send it out. While
you don't even have to
while
hold
we're literally
inventory.
at home, like
doing nothing.
We get 20% automatically. So that's pretty cool. So
yeah, so an amazing gift from Aura Salonware. If you go to aurasalonware.com/BBS, they have some great complimentary deals right now to support anybody through this class, through BBS. There are salon software, and they have generously offered some deals like a couple free months of the salon software and free onboarding and all these things. And they're offering these just as an extension of what they do for their existing accounts. They want to offer this to anybody through our classes as well.
Yay!
So thank you to Aura Salonware.
Salonware.
Sarah's amazing. We adore them. And again, not incentivized, whatever. They just want to offer the same gifts that they're giving to their accounts to you guys because they support what we're doing, and we're all in this
trying
together.
To help each other, exactly.
Right. So this could be a really great time to utilize, learn a salon software, utilize it really well, with all the tools. So wait, what else is?
Any questions or?
Hold on. Oh, share a little bit more about the at-home color kits that we made. Yay!
Great question. Glad you brought it up. Okay.
Yeah.
So another thing we did before we left the studio was we grabbed literally all of our color, their scale and gloves and everything. And then what I did is I went straight from the studio and we went to Dollar Tree. At Dollar Tree, I got a set of little towels. It was $1 for 2, so I grabbed a few. I grabbed some Tupperware containers, just some small ones. Again, it was $1 for 2, and I grabbed a bag, little gift bags, which was $1 for 2, just a few. And then we put together these at-home color kits for our clients. So the bag, inside the bag includes one glove, the Tupperware, which with their premixed formula. So we use about 40 grams of color just for simple base root application. This is only for single process colors. We don't offer it for bleach touch-ups, toners.
Nothing like that.
Double process, none of that. It's just for simple cover your gray.
Right.
So we just mix in 40 grams of their color. We grabbed a bunch of brushes from the studio that we kind of didn't really care about anymore. So they get one brush.
You know those crappy ones that are sitting in the little bucket with all the brushes and you never use them? They're just there, but you're like, I only use the same one every single time. Mm-hmm. It's the Framer one with the little jagged edge of it. That's the one I use every time. So they can have all of the rest of them.
Yeah. And then we threw in a little towel. And so what we told our clients was that we can drop them off at their house because all our clients live locally. Within 24 hours is when they have to use the color. So, they're waiting until they're ready to color their hair before they ask us for the color. Then what we did was we filmed a little tutorial video on how to do their own touch-ups. So we demonstrated Jules pretending to do my roots, and then I also showed them on myself how I would do my own root touch-up.
Yeah, so we made the video really simple, and we included things if you're stuck at home with your kids right now because they're not in school either, teach your 11-year-old how to do this. Yeah. Only go over the part where it's your new growth. Don't overlap it. Da-da-da.
And also what the bag included. That way they can see exactly what they're going to be getting. And so the feedback has been really amazing. We've been charging $50 for our at-home color kits. We've sold quite a few. We have a few friends who have upped the price to $75 because they've included an Olaplex treatment or a deep conditioning treatment along with the at-home hair color. So
you can always do that too. Is if there's a treatment that you use all the time that your clients love, whatever, add that to the little kit. Just start thinking
it's such a
home
great
stuff.
It's such a great tool to utilize. I mean, even if you guys didn't bring home your color, you guys can order color through Salon Centric or Cosmoprof right now. I saw on the news that box hair dye has been flying off the shelf as fast as toilet paper. So
Can you even, you guys?
like,
But hey, here's the thing. It's okay. If someone wants to use box color on their hair right now, like, we're all in a mess. This is like a really weird time, and that's okay. And you'll be there for them when this is all over. However, it's a great way right now to stay connected to your clients because you're not going to be seeing them for a while. So stay relevant to them. Stay like up in their face a little. Keep hitting on their emails by sending, hey, don't forget, this was like, you know, like we did all of our clients that were supposed to have appointments this week, we sent out an email at the beginning of the week saying, like, specifically to them, like, hey, your appointment was set for this day. If you'd like, I can drop off your home color kit at this discounted rate, you know, blah, blah, blah. That way you can still keep your hair professional, like professional color, whatever. You still have this connection that you're, you know, nurturing with your client. You want to stay connected. You want to have that bond. You don't want to go like all these months and like not be connected with them and then expect that they're just going to show back up in your chair when this is over.
Who has time to fix fix a color correction once we're back in the salon? We're going to be freaking slammed. So.
Seriously.
And also too, I mean, we've been selling the at-home color kits for $50, but no one's given me $50. They've given me more than that. So
yeah, people have been really
your
generous.
Your clients want to
tips.
help and they want to do their part. So we highly recommend doing this. It's super, super easy. If you guys want us to go over this again, you guys can DM us so we can show you exactly what we did. We can even send you our video and you guys can just send that to them. Like
totally, we made it for you.
We don't even care. Like you guys can just use our video. It's like it's really no big deal. But yeah. It was really, really an affordable solution that we had to help our clients.
Totally.
But then to still keep some sort of revenue coming in.
Another thing that we can do with our software is we can sell salon gift cards. So they can use their client-facing app and they can just go online and purchase like a virtual gift card and just add money to their salon wallet. So we did a promo that was like $80 gift cards for $100. So for $80, they get $100 towards their next service.
So I want to make sure that it's said right. Yeah.
Yeah. So for $80, they get $100 towards their service.
And again,
or they can use it for retail products that are in their on our client app. They can buy products.
Yep. And I don't know if we've actually sold gift cards for $80 for a $100 service because most of our clients have just been prepaying for their service. So again, like letting them know
amazing.
That they have an option and telling them what to do, like you have to tell them what you want your clients to do. So like, I mean, we just kind of planted that seed and then we let them decide like what that looked like. So whether that was them buying a gift card or in our case, them just go ahead and prepaying for their next appointment with us.
Yeah. So if anybody else has suggestions, things they've been doing, other ways they've been able to get some money coming in, I know I've been, like Liz said, I put together all these slideshows and I think I'm really good at it. So like I'm on Fiverr and like I can put together slideshows for other people for $40 here, $40 there. Like I'm not above that, you guys. I need work. Like, I mean.
So she's for hire is what you're saying.
Yeah. So if anybody needs a PowerPoint made, you let me know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even if you guys are doing something like that, let us know. If you guys want us to get involved in your pyramid scheme thing, please do not reach out to us. But
we don't want to sell your Kangen water or your Arbonne, okay?
We're not. But we respect all of you guys who are doing that, and yay. But yeah, so if there's anything you guys are doing to generate income right now, please don't flood us with onlyfans.com links because we don't want to see that. I'm just kidding. But I'll leave mine in the comments. Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, so if anybody wants to chime in and let us know what they're doing, share it with the group, what you're doing. We could all use the advice. We could all use suggestions. Also, anybody who's been watching, if there's anything that we could be doing to support you privately, you could always send us a DM if you have questions that you didn't want to ask in the group. If you have questions that you think about later, send us a message. We're always down to help brainstorm, come up with new ideas. Like I said, we're all in this together. We're all doing this for fun and for free. We want to help each other. We want to be here for you guys like you guys have been here for us. So anybody feel free to chime in.
Yeah.
At any time, please.
Should we go to the next slide?
Yeah. We're just about to wrap it up here. So our next slide is just a thank you from us.
Yes. Again, just to let you guys know, all of the slideshows that you saw today have been put into a PDF file, so you can find all the details in the description below a link to our website, which is where you can find the downloaded PDF files to have on hand. So it's really important to kind of see these things. So whether you want to use, make copies of the personal weekly expense worksheets, or if you want to make copies of like the living expenses worksheet too, that might be really helpful and useful for you guys to see and to use, or even have it break down the totals too. If you forgot what that calculation is, you guys can download it. We want to thank again Salon Republic, the Hair Game Podcast, Eric Taylor, and all of you guys for chiming in. And
Yes.
Huge shout out to Manhattan Beach Studios for giving us the space and the platform to give you guys a high quality resolution content, because otherwise this would be on our phones
in the living room,
which is fine. But we wanted to make sure that we're giving the very, very best to our Salon Republic family.
Plus,
So,
we were dying to get out of the house, and this whole studio has been shut down for weeks, and we got to come in and use it, and we're really excited because they film like Avatar and stuff here,
Exactly.
so we feel really special that we get to be here, and James Cameron doesn't.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm just teasing.
Yeah, and if you guys already haven't listened to our episode on the Hair Game Podcast, it's episode 133 that just launched on Monday. Feel free to give that a listen. But the best way that you guys could help us back in return, since we are giving you guys this class for free, is to please share and tell with your friends, even family members who aren't, hairdressers too. We feel like this information can be so helpful and useful for not just us hairdressers, but with anybody who is in sort
Absolutely. Anybody in the
financial
service
need.
industry, anybody who is self-employed. Really, this is all just basic finances. It's not necessarily specific to hairdressers, but we wanted to break it down in a way that we knew we understood it as hairdressers. So
Yeah.
we wanted to make it like a little bit more relatable,
Exactly.
if that makes sense. And again, the people that we work with, Fields Wealth Management, Aura Salon Wear, Salon Republic, Manhattan Beach Studios, these are all companies that kind of share that same vision as we do. Their mission is the same as ours. Like, they want to help as many people as possible
Do you want to go to the next slide so they can see?
through education, technology.
Next
Yes,
slide.
next slide.
So, Aura Salon Software, this is their phone number that you guys can contact them if you guys are interested in their salon software. Fields Wealth Management, which they will be on our episode next time, which the next episode is airing April 6th at 12 p.m. And then the third part of this will be on April 9th at 12 p.m. So please make sure to tune in. Again, please share with your friends and your family. The more support we get from you guys, the more we'll be able to continue to keep doing this, which is really, really what we want to do, especially in this crucial time. So
Yeah, so don't forget to tune in on the 6th at noon. We'll send out a new link for that. We're going to have Michael from Fields Wealth Management live.
Yay.
He's going to go over your stimulus checks with you. He's going to go over all the different types of accounts that you can have and how they invest and where they invest and why they invest and why that's important.
Just really, really, really important. I mean, it's so great that now we have resources to be able to do these things, because
Yeah.
especially, well, for me, like, investments seem so
Out of reach.
far-fetched and out of reach, and that only rich, wealthy people did it. And unless I worked for a corporate company, then I couldn't have a retirement account. It's so not true. And it's so easy now to be able to get this information and be able to utilize it right away. So it seems a little scary, and it seems a little not second nature, but this is what this is all about. This is all about creating new habits, utilizing these tools to really help you, not only in your personal finances, but also your business. So
Yeah, so tune in next week as Fields Wealth Management takes a deeper dive into the different types of investing accounts. And then on the 9th, we will take a deeper dive into running the business finances. And again, that'll be a deeper dive into Aura Salonware as well, because that's what we utilize to do a lot of our financial tracking. So yeah, unless there's anybody who wants to say anything or has any questions, Holly loves us. Thank you, Holly. You're so
thank
sweet.
you, Holly. We really hope you guys enjoyed today, and we hope to see you back again on the 6th and the 9th, both at 12 p.m. We have so much more information I want to share with you guys, but we want you guys to take in a little bit at a time. That way we're not overwhelming you with all this stuff. Excuse me. So if you guys have questions, again, please feel free to reach out to us. You guys can either DM us, would be the fastest way, or you guys can email us, beyondbeautyschool1@gmail.com. Or if you have our number, just text us. We are literally
You just
here to help.
FaceTime me anytime. It's we're around.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyways, you guys, we're going to sign off, but thank you all for tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you
hope this
for
helped.
having us in your homes right now and letting us talk about a very vulnerable topic at a very vulnerable time.
Exactly. We'll see you back on the 6th for savings and saving strategies and back on the 9th for running the business. So take care, you guys.
Bye, you guys.
Thank you.
Mwah.